Punishments for Real Madrid players. Kylian Mbappe, Antonio Rudiger and Dani Ceballos have all been fined. Rudiger and Mbappe are on probation, so if they commit another disciplinary offence, they'll face suspension. Vinny Jr. was not sanctioned. UEFA didn't open disciplinary proceedings into what he did. All players available to play against Arsenal. This was, of course, their actions after the game against Atletico in the last 16. This does mean that they will be available, as stated there, for that Champions League clash with Arsenal. Mark Ogden, are you surprised to see this?
Pick me up off the floor, Kay. You know, that Real Madrid have got their players available for a big game. It would have been a massive call by UEFA to suspend Mbappe, Rudiger, and Vinny Jr. for a game in the Champions League. So I'm not surprised. It's a bit of a sop, isn't it? I don't think it. I think Real Madrid will be laughing about this, thinking they got away with it. The fines are nothing, the suspended sentences are nothing. Because if they transgress again next season, it'll be in an early game of the season. It won't really matter. So I'm not surprised. Arsenal might be angry, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, Madrid intend to appeal, obviously, these punishments.
All right.
Ian, what did you make of it?
I'm worried.
I'm with Mark on that. I mean, it's hardly a sensation. Real Madrid star players can play in the Champions League against Arsenal. So no surprise. It's cosmetic, isn't it? The fines, they won't even notice them probably.
Okay, let's talk about how it would affect the game.
Can I just say, just for a second, a £30,000 fine for Kylian Mbappe, honestly, it's like me going to the grocery store. Are you kidding me?
Ali, don't say that. We don't know he's going to end up finish the month. If he can survive, what he can eat. We have to be worried.
I think he'll have enough to pay the power bill and the cable. He'll be fine.
Well, did they have to be seen to be doing something after these actions in the Champions League? Do you think it's a case of that?
What do you mean?
The UEFA with their punishments, with these fines and the probation period for the one-game ban for the likes of Mbappe and Rudiger.
Okay, they were never, ever gonna keep Mbappe from playing and Vini from playing and Rudiger from playing in this advanced stage of the competition. Now, again, this £30,000 fine it's symbolic and nothing else. Now, it comes out in the news cycle. We talk about it. Real Madrid at some point will, as you say, really, is that necessary? And UEFA may come back and say, never mind. Let's move on with our lives. And everybody saves face. Come on now. Honestly, if I'm thinking back to sort of the antics after that game, and I'm seeing Vinny Jr. jumping around, I'm confused as to why he's not sanctioned. And not that I have anything against Vinny, but if we're going to sanction everybody, then he was right in the middle of the mix as well.
Yeah, they decided not to open up the disciplinary proceedings in Vinicius Jr.'s case.
All right.
As for the Arsenal side of things, Frank, we know they will be without Gabriel. Mikel Arteta has said they can cope. Do you think that they will be able to cope for the rest of the season?
They can cope, for sure. They can work together, but we have to accept the fact that Gabriel was a huge asset to the Gunners' defense, and with Saliba, the two centre backs were absolutely outstanding, and not having Gabriel is kind of a blow. And yeah, they can cope. Of course, football is football, and nobody is irreplaceable. But Gabriel has been absolutely fantastic the whole season, and that's going to be hard to replace him and to find somebody capable of doing the job that he used to do.
How do you see this game and this tie going, Mark?
Well, I think that Real were the favourites before, the situation with the suspensions, the non-suspensions. But it's a Gabriel injury. I think that takes it away from Arsenal completely. Because I think Gabriel and Saliba are such a unit. I think maybe Ben White might come in at centre-half, but I just think Arsenal need all their players at their best. I mean, obviously they haven't got a striker either, so I just think it's going to be really hard for Arsenal over two legs. They could win at the Emirates next week and take a lead to Madrid, but I just think second leg at the Bernabeu, I think it all favours Madrid. They're just too strong, they're too experienced, and I do think as well that Arsenal's lack of experience at this level, at this stage of the competition, will count against them, against a team like Real Madrid.
Now, Ian, you know them well. You commentate on them for La Liga for us here on ESPN.
And Copa del Rey as well this
Copa
week.
del Rey,
Yes.
all of it.
Yeah.
Ian has been all over Real Madrid. They are not looking their best, it's fair to say, Ian. How do you see this game going?
Frankly, they were absolutely shocking the other night against Real Sociedad. They were very lucky to get through to the final. A 4-4 draw, and they were facing one of the weakest attacks in the whole of La Liga. I think the two teams scored fewer goals than Real Sociedad. They were shambles at the back. Okay, Rudiger wasn't there for most of the game. He came on and got the winning goal, as it turned out, and they'll probably have a stronger defensive lineup against Arsenal. But it's an Arsenal attack with Bukayo Saka back involved. Moreno's been this makeshift centre forward. He's actually scored 5 goals in 8 games since they gave him that role, and one for his country, by the way, as well. So, yeah, Real Madrid are huge favourites, but if they defend it like they have done quite a few times this season, I think they've gone behind or trailed at some point in the game in their last 4 matches now. So I don't think it's quite the formality that a lot of people might think, but I do think Real, like Mark says, probably in the second leg, whatever happens in London, they'll probably get it done there, because that Arsenal defence without Gabriel, that is a huge blow, however they try to mend it.
So Ian's got Real Madrid going through. The tie, who goes through?
I'm going to say Real Madrid, but all I would say about this club right now is that nothing, absolutely nothing is easy for Real Madrid right now. Everything is a struggle. It's defensively having issues. Obviously, when you score 4 goals, you probably would think that it's enough to win the game. Not right now for Real Madrid, it isn't. And it's not just a Real Sociedad match. If you go back in time and you start evaluating their performances, everything is such hard work for them. Nothing has come easy, and this won't be easy either. It'll be a struggle, but in the end, Real Madrid will do just enough.
Do you agree, Frank?
I have to agree, because their recent history in the Champions League showed that even if they were bad, and we are talking about remember the season when they won the Champions League against Liverpool, the past tie that they had against Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain, Manchester City, where they were absolutely shocking, they went through. They always go through. That's what it is. And so you have to say they're going to go through, even if you think that Arsenal might get that surprise that we think it's possible for them. You have to predict that Real Madrid will go through, because it's what happens every time. And therefore, I'm going to go there and then keep on doing that like everybody will, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so it sounded to me as well, Mark, that you were saying it will be Real Madrid. Can we just confirm that?
Yeah, Real Madrid all day long. Absolutely.